Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Ariel in this incarnation, and today I wanted to leave a reflection linked with forgiveness, acceptance, and the flow of energy. I already did a video talking about this months ago, patience with my English. I'm going to leave that video on the description because there are a lot of concepts that I am not going to repeat today. I just wanted to talk about this from the metaphysical perspective, so I'm not going that deep, you know. Forgiveness is actually the liberation of an energetic blockage. So it doesn't matter if we were the person that did something to someone or did a mistake with ourselves, could be, or someone else did something to us. I mean, it doesn't matter if we are feeling guilt or resentment. Both of these emotions are telling us that we have an energetic blockage. So that's why it's very important to face the process and to really do this work with ourselves. And the only thing that I'm going to repeat of that video is that when we really can understand the purpose of every situation, when we really understand which experience we had to integrate, there's actually nothing to forgive, but we cannot force this in ourselves and we cannot bypass the emotions. We really have to face the process. This is a process for everyone. It's going to take much or more or less time for everyone. It's different for everyone, but it's important to do it. So in the case we did something to someone and there's a lot of different mistakes, it's really important to take responsibility in both cases, actually. So that thing I explained in that video, I'm not going to repeat now. So if we did something to someone, it's very important to take responsibility, to not get in a self-deceit in order to avoid responsibility. And what I'm trying to say, let's put an example. If I insulted a person, I cannot turn around and say, okay, I forgive myself. I really have to repair, to do something to repair and to modify my behavior, because if I don't modify my behavior, I actually didn't integrate any lesson. I am not learning about the mistake. So it's very important to do something meritorious in order to acquire that forgiveness in myself. There's other kind of mistakes. For example, I am going to put an extreme example, but let's suppose that I wrote a book and I wrote something wrong, so I start to self-punish. This is something that we really have to change, because this self-punishment behavior comes from the ego. And we, in these cases, it's very important to practice in both, in every case, actually. It's important to practice compassion, which is not pity. And I'm going to explain the difference. Because if we are having pity for someone, that pity tells that we are not understanding the divine purpose of why that person is transiting the situation that is transiting. So many times pity comes from an illusion of superiority too. There's a lot of people that feel pity for example, a person that is poor. So we are not seeing that soul has the same potential that I have. Everyone here, actually. So pity comes from this place, and when we are feeling pity for ourselves, for example, this comes from a victim role. So pity, it's not the correct path from my perspective. It's not the most aligned feeling. So compassion is different. Is different because compassion is the acceptance of my human imperfection, is the acceptance that everyone here is human and that we all make mistakes, and is the recognition of the pain in other people too, and the empathy with that. So that's different. So compassion is a practice that is very, very important to practice in the process, because this is aligned with our soul and with our consciousness. And compassion doesn't mean that we, for example, we have to keep sustaining certain relationships, because I think it's very important to put healthy boundaries, to respect our healthy boundaries, and to respect the consequences, whether if we did something or whether if someone else did something. It's very important to, in those cases, I think in order to take the correct decision, we really have to hear our inner voice. If we really want to continue the relationship with someone, for example. But this certainly doesn't apply for all the cases. So in both cases, what is important at the end is to really understand what that experience left me, and what can I learn from this place of acceptance and love. Love is a frequency. I always repeat this because many times we misunderstand the concept of love. So when we are connecting ourselves to love, we are connecting ourselves to our higher dimensions of our soul. We are connecting ourselves to the consciousness. So we are perceiving from this place. And the consciousness is that part of ourselves that can observe the situation, can recognize it, and feel total acceptance. That this means that we are not resistant anymore of the present moment, of the things being as they are. So acceptance is not conformity. This is something very different. What I'm trying to say is going to be different in many cases. But what I'm trying to say is that when we really can reach acceptance is that we have the possibility to choose to see life from other perception. I'm going to put an example. Let's suppose that someone that I love die. Okay, ego could get attached for a very long time. I can feel that I don't like that situation, and I can get attached to those feelings and to resist the death of that person. But we can do anything about it, because right now, with our level of consciousness, I don't know how the power of consciousness could develop in the future, but we don't have the power to resurrect people. We don't have the power to change that. So when love comes, and we can see things from this perspective of acceptance, then maybe I can choose to change my perception and to understand that the body has gone, but the soul of that person is eternal, and we are connected forever. So this is a perception. This is an example. There are other cases, those cases when people, for example, were born in very poor places, and then they can change that. They started to create or to align themselves to their missions, so they really are able to change that. There's a lot of cases of people that could do this. So in the perception of total acceptance of my reality is where I can start to connect with my consciousness and my soul, and to descend ideas to create something new. So this is not about conformity always. Many times we have, how I said in other video that I don't remember, many times we have to change our perception in order to flow with the reality, the energetic reality. And other times we really have to break the limitations of our perception in order to modify this reality. So in both cases, this is about reorganize our energy. This is about, the evolution. It's not about being good people. Of course, it's not about being bad either. What I'm trying to say is that most of the people in this world, most of us, we are good people in essence. But I already explained this many times. When we are doing good things from the incorrect conscious, when we are trying to do good things for other people, that comes from a seeking of recognition or acceptance outside, then that are egoistical acts. So it's very important to understand that evolution of consciousness is actually to really order our energy and to put to rebalance our energy in every area of our life. This applies for everything. And I'm going to put another example. Let's suppose that I am, resting all day. I spend all my days resting. Then there's an overflowing energy there. I really have to put a healthy boundary, a limit, and to start to do something that is productive, to be at service of something. So the same could be applied to giving. I cannot give everything every time because I will be drained of energy. So I cannot be always thinking about myself and to, stay in a state of selfishness. So we really have to organize, to order our energy, and to put healthy boundaries, and in order to rebalance every time. This is a practice that we have to do every time. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.